Hey guys, welcome to JPlays. I'm Iceman, and this is my playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, currently in the Autumn Leaves mod. Since it's been a few days since I last played.
I fear I've made a huge mistake.
Gotta get my bearings again.
How may I help you? Any.
Falling leaves were drifting by the window. Oh, you're here. Sorry. I was, well, how may I assist you?
Different text again.
I don't know. It has no meaning. Should it have one? Because if that's the case, I gotta start looking for one.
And you're back. Must I spell everything out for you? Pay attention, you'll figure it out. And like many things in this world, that's something you don't need to know. Are you listening to yourself? Brains in jars? Is that where you left yours? Oh, you're serious? Well, I had no idea. That changes everything. Well, I'm serious too. Mind your own fucking business. You brought... Yeah, I was. I couldn't get what it was about. Do you need it for something? It's around here somewhere. You're a lazy piece of shit, but I can totally relate to that. I gave up after 3 pages. It's on a table downstairs. Probably. Hell if I know. Did she expect me to have some kind of life-changing epiphany? Some transfigurative moment that changes me forever from a petty, angry piece of garbage? Well, not so, my ugly friend. I have my own favorite reads. Anytime.
Alright, need to find Darren's room. Game's not exactly saying where it is. There is a few locked doors down this way though. Ah, there we go. I know they got weapons. You mean they got weapons? Learned.
Oh, you're there. I was just reading a book about reincarnation. I don't think I'll ever experience anything like it, so I gotta ask. Ever wondered what will happen to you after you die? Is it like shutting down? It makes sense. I propose displaying sadness. It seems appropriate. That's quite a disappointment, I must admit. But that doesn't explain why he wanted to wreck it. Maybe there's something we missed. I hope he still managed to get something out of his time among us. Anyway, your work is very beneficial for us. This is a small reward compared to the help you're providing. Thank you very much. This case is a little bit different than the others. This time I'll ask you to get the opinion of one of our current residents, a man named Robson. Yes, he's still with us. Given his cautious nature, it's not a surprise you haven't met him yet. He always tries to keep clear from new guests, and even from us lately. I thought he stayed here only to sate his curiosity, but given his recent behavior, I'm starting to wonder if there's anything else behind it. From what I gathered, being a ghoul is not the fairest of fates. For one thing, our food supply has been consumed on a regular basis, and I'm taking into account your own ruthless appetite. Exactly! Many of our guests leave some kind of trace during their stay here, usually in the bathroom. He should be of no exception. For example, I remember he tends to forget his glasses everywhere. Memory troubles, I believe, and he also has a tendency to say some pretty weird things from time to time. Every once in a while, he would stand up there on the second floor, point his finger at me, and make prophetic declarations. Something like, "Autumn leaves never stop falling," or "The strings are cut, but you still dance." Confusing, I know. Good thing I cannot dream, because I would have had nightmares. I don't know what kind of answer I can give. Does he look dangerous? No. Does he have a knife? Yes. Yes, he does. I should have mentioned that before.
Lots of text there wasn't in the... That wasn't there.
I really don't see him much. For all I know, he could be hiding in a toilet or behind some bookshelf. I really couldn't find him anywhere. I sometimes hear footsteps in the nearby corridors, though maybe one of my siblings is bound to know something. Since we don't have feet, it is kind of suspicious. Touché! But it's not as if I didn't try to find him. He must be somewhere I can't reach. I wish you luck anyways. Yes?
Alright. Prosthetics. Okay, we'll get that one. Oh, can't get it. I've only got 6. Okay. Well, I'll get it later.
Back again! Robson! Oh, you mean skin cancer? Yeah, not here. Hey man, if you can't joke about things like that, you'll go crazy. Crazy. No, actually, other way around, pal. It's important that you don't. At last. Now get lost. You're shedding your filthy skin cells all over the place.
I've always wanted to do that. I wonder what happens if you do that.
Regrets. Crazy thing, right? Any you'd want to impart? Get off your chest? Don't let that eat at you too much, okay? It was only a question. See you around.
I'm pretty sure you need him for a quest, so he kinda deserved it though, he was being an asshole. Fair enough, he was programmed to be an asshole, but
How may I help you? I will help you. Of course. Any. How may I help you? I will help you as much as I can, as long as you don't ask me to breach medical confidentiality. He was one of my patients. As such, there is some information I'm not allowed to tell you. He was a young man who hadn't reached his 20s yet. By his own admission, he had a restless personality, a temper that didn't go well with community life. That's why he chose to become a prospector. He couldn't read at first, but during his stay here, he worked very hard and quickly became quite literate. Almost too quickly. As a matter of fact, yes. Even out of our therapy sessions, he would often bring me books for me to read. The first times he asked was because he didn't know how to read. The next because he simply enjoyed hearing me, he said. Poetry and songbooks. It didn't matter to him that I couldn't sing. For some reason, set readings would make Roland come all the way here. Yes, I believe I still have one of those around. Well, why not? I'm enjoying reading poetry to our guests. The thought of you sends me shivery. I'm dressed in lace, sailing down a black reverie. My heart is thrown to the pebbles and to the boatman. All the time I find I'm living in that evening with that feeling of sticky love inside. The kick inside, that's because it's kind of visceral, I suspect. You're welcome. I can't say I had much contact with him. First time I saw him, he simply glanced over the installations and shrugged it off. The rest of his time was spent with books and research. If I'm not mistaken, he left some of his notes in the classroom. He was an agreeable man. I remember having nice conversations with him about varieties of subjects. He was very curious about us. He was nice enough to treat me like a person, and sometimes like a lady. It's not that much the way he treated me that I found kind, but the intention behind it. On a more general observation, he seemed to want to make the best of his time here. Robson? He has been staying here for some time now, and despite having showed a tremendous interest for this place, he is very discreet. I have sporadic contact with him, even if he is my patient, so I may have to withhold some information from you. Confidentiality, you see. You do have a point. I can't tell you what or why, but he is suffering from a very difficult condition and is under heavy medication. He is prey to violent headaches and mild hallucinations. I must confess that I can't seem to do very well with him. All I can do is provide him Med-X for the pain. He is developing a brain tumor I have trouble diagnosing. Apparently it has something to do with his ghoul condition. He has also reported various hallucinations. One of our previous guests reported that some ghouls were suffering from such a condition. I hope a cure will be found. Many ghouls are the living memory of the past. I believe that before he came here, he earned his life as a musician. He was traveling from New Vegas to Prim when he spotted some raiders. By trying to bypass their camp, he found our vault. He is not. All I can tell you is that there are moments where he is not much himself. He is not dangerous, though. Please be patient if you meet him. Thank you for your attention. Of course. Anytime.
That wasn't very helpful. Look for his belongings. Okay. Well, his belongings would be in there.
Back for more? We can...
Which is his room, though? Your privies. You mean privates. Well, there's only one person I haven't spoken to, and that's Arthur. Of the areas that we can get into currently. It's probably not going to make any sense, though.
Once upon a time, a child had a music box he held very dear, though he loved nothing more than hearing the box's sweet melody. He wanted to know how its mechanisms worked. He knew that by breaking open the box, he could have a glimpse of what was inside, and perhaps even a bit comprehend how it worked. Of course, he feared he couldn't repair it afterwards, opening the box and risking to break it, or leaving it the way it was. Eventually, the child would make his choice. A stone used to wet a flint, which was in turn used to carve tools. Even discarded, the stone was as useful as it was in the first place.
Right.
A mind mangled, a face obliterated, replaced by a terrible, unforgivable caricature, a twisted remnant of a bygone era. He looked all his life for a mirror where he could look at without seeing the scars left by a mankind gone mad. He eventually found it here. At long last, he looked at his own lost humanity in a way that made him at peace with where he came from.
Regrets. Crazy thing, right? Any you'd want to impart? Get off your chest? Don't let that eat at you too much, okay? It was only a question.
Okay. Apparently, I was just reading the walkthrough for it. Apparently where I need to go is a classroom upstairs and find a syringe. Why you would even go there? There was a mention about... one person made a mention about a classroom, I think. What level was the classroom on? I can't remember. Must be a different classroom I have to go to. It says... upstairs in the classroom, take one of the syringes that's on one of the desks, alongside some glasses. Oh, that has to be this one. So, one of these desks has glasses. There's glasses. Alright, well I'm going to end this one here. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you'd like to be notified about when I go about putting up the next video, be sure to subscribe on the YouTube side of things, then you'll be notified when that video is made available. Alright guys, have a good one.